Hey, what's up guys? This is January the 30th, 2024, and again, I'm doing another video. So this will be the second one for the day. We have one more day of the month, and then we will have completed every day doing a video, something about TradeStation easy language, coding, the environment, the development environment. So what we're going to do right now is, I was on earlier and I was coming up with this script to look for the highest bid in the ask, and then use the variables or the values put into an array, find the average there, and then use that as an ongoing kind of threshold to find when that's broken, what our when we have these spikes that come up. So I had some problems coming up with an alert, and I asked a question to some of the senior coders, and one of them suggested using a vector. So I don't know much about using a vector, so I figured, hey, let's not avoid an opportunity to learn something. So I'm going to try to make a vector. It's just going to be a simple vector just so I can understand how it's used. Yeah, so again, I don't really know how I'm going to use it for this to solve this problem. But again, just for me to understand how it's used and be able to use it in various circumstances will allow me to expand my coding knowledge. So here we go. We're going to call it tutorial vector. I guess we'll do a indicator of some sort. Again, I've got to come up with something to collect in the vector. Okay, so then I'll call it Eric. That's how I name them. Okay, so what I understand is that a vector is essentially just a collection of values, and you can delete using the index, which is using the kind of like if you have a bunch of folks in a line, every person has a number in the line, and that number is considered the index. So using the index, you can delete any specific variable or any specific value out of that collection. And then there's also a couple functions where you can add one to the front of the line, or you can remove one from the back of the line, or you can add one to the back of the line. So here we go. Variable was I don't know, we might need a count, we might not, but then we'll do, I don't even know how to declare a vector. Maybe like that, because I know for an array you have to go like that. So let's try declaring a vector like that, but I'm going to go here, definition, see exactly how to declare it, and that's not helpful. Vector class is class, so maybe you have to use easy language, using easy language. My vector. Yeah, so here using the index, you can insert one. Oh, well, this is inserting one at the specific position. This is putting one at the back of the pile. This is putting one in a specific position too, it looks like. Or using pushback. Okay, so this is reading. So we can read it using the index, or we can read it using the plot. I wonder what that looks like if it plots it to the actual chart. Hang on. All right, I'm back. catastrophe averted. Let me do this and got it. Okay. Catastrophe averted. All right, so to read the elements, we can use, we can plot it to a string, and then also we can just reference the index. Replaces element at element index over. Now this doesn't read it. This. Okay, so we have the reading, and then we also have the writing, overwriting at the element index, which I thought was essentially this one here too. So that's one way we can insert it there with that, or we can insert it here with brackets. Jesus, why don't they just pick one way? Okay, so if you're going to use this way, you got to put bracket and then put input. This looks just like the array setup. And then for this way, it looks like the class setup where you do the object dot insert and then the index and the element. Okay. All right, and then if you want to remove, looks like you use the class type setup where you have the vector dot erase in parentheses, or yeah, you have the index, which one you're going to erase. This one removes. Okay. All right, we have to use elsystem.collections. Is that right? Okay. All right, so let's try that. I don't know how we declare it though. Using elsystem, we'll just do that, and then I see the collections there using elsystem dot. It's not even collections. It's el system. Yeah, it is dot collections. Okay. All right, and then vector. Doesn't say anything more. Vector. I guess. Vector class collection. Okay, there's under collections we have a dictionary class, a global dictionary class, Q stat class, and a stat class. What are all these? Collection classes and these for classes that organize data in different types of arrays. Oh, they spelled arrays wrong. That's all right. I do it all the time. All right, so these are not different from arrays. It's just a different type of arrays. Okay. Dictionary class. Construction of an object represents a collection of key. Okay. Global dictionary. Probably more the same. Q class. Count number of elements contained in the queue. All right. Stat class. I like to create a collection of data elements assessed on a last in, first out. Last in, first out basis. So I guess it'll be of so many elements, and then the last one is the last one that comes in is becomes the first. No. Last in, okay. Comes at the end of the stack, and then the first one gets pushed out. Oh, to the top of the stack. Right, so it adds elements to the top of the stack, and then I guess what's at the beginning of the stack gets pushed out. Elements are read. But again, how do you define it in terms of how many? I know like an array is different, but since this is like an object class, probably you'll do vector. Let's call it vector ABC, and then initialize it as null. See if that works. I don't know. Well, it didn't give me any errors, so we're going to say that works. And then we're going to assign if time is greater than or equal to 0930 and date is equal to 126/01/30. That's today's date. Then we're going to say, so from 9:30 on, we're going to say, we're going to look for the open. We're going to say that, how we do this now? Vector. So vector should be ABC. So we're going to say ABC dot. Okay, there it is. So I guess the declaring it as a vector like that worked. Because see, we have the things that we just talked about, which is pushback, which pushback. What did pushback do? Pushback added the current value to the end of the collection. Popback deleted the last value. Insert inserts the value at the certain place. I'm not sure what front is. Count is going to count how many items are in the collection. Okay, so we'll try insert. So at what index? And then what's the value at the index? Because we don't want to assign different indexes right now, because we just want to get a collection. Instead of doing insert, we're going to do, what is it to add it to the front? Front. Then value will be the open. Okay, if time is greater than or equal to 9:30 and date is greater than 126/30, then write that open. Okay, that ought to be it. And then we will, let's try the print first. We'll print, well, print ABC dot ABC dot, I think it's items. ABC dot insert puts it into the certain place. Pushback puts it at the end. That's reading it. That's overriding it. This is erasing at the index. This is putting it on the top of the stack. Okay, so I guess we just put pushback. So it just keeps adding stuff at the top of the stack. Pushback element. And what is it going to be? It's going to be the price, open price. I don't think front, I don't think that's what front does. Okay, we're actually trying to read what's there, and that's not the reading one. Huh. Well, let's read. Displays. This is the only one that says it displays. Empty, true if there are no elements in the collection. Removes all the elements from the collection. Back says the last element at, says an element at the specified position. Create. Push back. Removes. Insert. Inserts an element object repeatedly before the specified position with the given count. Interesting. as an element repeatedly before the specified position with the given count. As an element before the specified index. Interesting. Moves the elements in the specified range of index positions, removes. Okay, erases from that to that. Okay, so all that, all right, then assesses the first element of the collection. This is just assesses it. It doesn't assign it. This just assesses. All right, so again, with it being a collection, it's just pretty much stacking the stuff. So ABC dot push back. Just gonna put it at the end. And what is it going to be? It's going to be the open. Okay. And print. Let's just play with this first to see what it prints. So we're looking for the index. We could do the toString, but I don't want to do that just yet. We'll go with the first one in the index. At index 1. Attempting to print an object reference. That's what we did. We used the dot. Let's get this one out of here. Maybe we can't print it. Then let's put in here. First of all, let's try this. Let's just say if it's not null. If ABC dot front is not null, then print. Really? Expect the argument list? Nope, doesn't look like you expect an argument list. Then print ABC dot at 1. Well, let's try dot front. Or we can say gets the element at the specified index location. Dot items. So this items in brackets. All right. Again, we use the dot. Now, last week I worked on loops, but today the vectors are throwing me for a loop. ABC print ABC dot items. ABC dot Ah, Jesus. All right, well, let's try the string then. Let's try print. Let's see, ABC dot wasn't count. It was toString. I don't know how it's called. Vector.index.toString. Okay. What? Argument list expected? Doesn't look like it. Looks like you have toString. Okay, toString. And then, man, this looks way complicated for no reason. I mean, this is just a collection. This looks way complicated for no reason. All right. Let's come over here. And we're on mesh desk. We're gonna come to 2-tick. We're gonna put this on the 1-tick time frame so we get some action. We'll add this indicator tutorial. Vector. Only thing this says to me is that I did not do something like this, and maybe that was a problem with me doing that dot thing. Is I know you have to do for drawing objects, you got to do drawing objects.add. I wonder if there's a collections.add here or something like that. No, I guess not. They got to give you a little bit more information here. Need a little bit more information here. All right, so the guy that was the one of the senior guys, he did leave a message. So let me see what he put, and then I'll use that as a guide. But at least I got this far on my own. I mean, took me a long time. Took me long enough. 25 minutes thus far, and still hadn't got there. And it's just a simple one. So let me see if I can get a little bit of help by using his script that he posted as a guide. All right. Post form subscriptions, and then this is, oh my goodness, good gracious, this is a lot. This is a lot. Either he's because this guy, he responds to a lot of stuff. So either he's that good or he's got a lot of stuff already saved in files and he just brings it back up. So this is what he sent. It's a lot of prints here. Jesus. So this is his. Using EL system. Yep, I figured that out. And then system collections, I figured that out. Variables, vector vec. I figured that out. He did a method and a void, and a method just is called on, just by the script, and you can use the variables only inside the script, and they're not, necessarily used outside the script. So he did print vector pvec variables string text. Text is a string. And begin if pvec equals null, then you're going to begin. You're going to put text is vector is null, okay, and else if pvec dot and else if pvec dot count equals 0. So that means that there is the vector, but so far what's in it is nothing. Then you're going to begin. For the text, you're going to have just a bracket. End. Else, if that's not the case, you're just going to, I guess this is the last one, you're just going to put text of this, and then for IDX equals else text equals this left side of the bracket, and then for IDX, I guess that's essentially the index, which is an integer here. IDX is going to equal 0 to 4. Okay, so this looks like a loop here because it's going for IDX equals 0 to pvec.count minus 1. So from this number to this number, which this is the how many are in the vector, minus 1. Because if 0 was in the vector, then this would have fired off. And since this didn't fire off, then this is now firing off. So now you're going, so the vector at least has to be 1 at this point, because it was 0 here. So at least has to be 1 by this point. So now you're going to say 1 minus 1 is 0. So from 0 to 0, that would be the first part of the loop. You're going to begin, you're going to put txt text, which would essentially be this left side. That almost looks like that's a constant. Txt. It's a string. Yeah, it is a string. Txt. Oh, okay. And for the string, you declare it within this method. So you don't need to declare it up here because it's just within the method. All right. So you have txt, which is this left side bracket. Txt plus equals. All right, so IDX begin txt plus equals number of the string of pvec dot count IDX of that IDX number as type integer. I haven't gotten into as types yet. Okay. Enter 0 if IDX is greater than or equal to, if IDX is different than pvec dot count minus 1, then text plus equals the comma and then end, text plus equals end of the bracket. I haven't used plus equals like that for a string, but I imagine it'll just start with the first thing and it'll just keep adding. I guess that makes sense. Text plus equals okay, yeah, that makes sense. Number of string pvec. Oh, pvec, which is your collection of the IDX, which is your index number. All right. Then you're going to print the entire text now. Now that you got the entire text, because you've been adding to it, you get the entire text is going to read a certain thing. Okay. All right, and that's your method. That's your method of print vector. Vector pvect. All right, and then for this, you have once. You're going to begin vector equals. So all this happens only once. All of this. All this happens only once, and I guess the method keeps happening. Vect equals vector dot create. Vector dot create. That vector. Empty vector. And print vector dot pushback of 1. Vector push back 1, append 1 to the end. Yep. Print vector is going to be vect. Print vect dot pushback 2 is going to push 2 to the end. Yep. Append 2 to the end. So it's just going to. Okay. And now vect of 1 ago equals. That's not even vect of 1 ago. It updates the index 1 to a value of 3. Vect.insert. At the 0 index, you're going to do 8. Inserts 8 at the beginning. Okay. Vect insert 0. Now you're going to put 7 at the beginning of that. Then you're going to do pushback 5. We're just going to put 5 at the end. And vect. Yeah, vect.count is going to count how many prints the count from 0 to 0. I know this is supposed to do the count, but I don't know why it's 0 and 0. This number of elements in the vector collection. Okay, and then print vect.erase, going to erase the one in position 2. Vect.count, going to print the count. Does that print everything? Or just how many are in the count? All right, and then vect.popback removes the last index. And okay, and then vect of index 2 is going to be equal to 6. So we updating the index 2 to 6. And then for the index from 1 to 2, we're going to begin. We're going to push back to the last. It's not to the last. Append 1 through 10 to the vector. Okay, so this is using a loop. And we're adding 1 through 10 because this is the index 1. Okay. Appending 1 through 10 to the vector. Yeah, because all pushback does is adds it to the end. So for IDX 1 through 10, you're not assigning any special values, open, low, close, or anything like that. You're just assigning the number 1, and then you're assigning the number 2, and then you're assigning the number 3. You continue to go through the loop until you get to 10, and then it stops, and then it goes on to the next thing, which is for IDX equals 0 to 10. It's going to begin. It's going to print begin, and then it'll print vec pushback IDX end. Print vector. I wonder, is that going to print the entire list or just parts of it? All right, so we'll continue on. Compute 10 element average. Okay, so this is when you do the averages. If vec.10 count is greater than or equal to 10. So we're wanting for it to be 10. Once it's 10, then we're going to print average of vec of 10 is going to be average for the vect of 10. I want to print average of first 10 elements, index 0 to 9. Print average of first 10 elements, index 0 to 9. Which kind of sucks, because they say all the time that you want to reference the index starting from 1. And now they're saying that when you print the average of the first 10 elements, you're starting at the index of 0. So that's kind of crazy. All right, so then you're going to print vect at the 7th index as type integer 00. Vect dot at 7 index 7 as type integer, print value of index 7. Print value, print at 7 as type integer. So that's what I was missing before when I was trying to print. I did do the essentially the vect at. I didn't do it as type integer. So I wonder if that's what I need to fix. All right, then print vect items as type vect items. So it's essentially the same thing. All right, so okay. So essentially you're printing the value at index 7 and you print the value at index 7. It's the same thing, it's just the nomenclature or the syntax is a little different. At or items, okay. And then this also does print value at index 7. Okay, so this is vec, okay, vec 7 as type. See, again, you have 3 different ways to print the value at index 7. Isn't that crazy? That's crazy. Why don't you just have one way to do it so you don't confuse people like myself? I don't get it. All right, so next one is update index 1 to value of -5. So vect of 1, yep, makes sense, equals -5. Yep, that makes sense. Print vector, vec. All right, and then vec.clear is clear vector. That makes sense. Print vector. Okay, so there's a whole separate, okay, print vector. All right, so print vector is essentially the method that we did up top, right? So print vector is this method here. Okay, where we go down here and now we're doing all these print vectors, and that's running that method from up top. This is a super long and complex script. What's up, NASCAR? Nah, man, today I was ripping and running. My full-time, well, used to be my full-time gig, my professional job as a therapist, physical therapist. So I still do some of that work every now and again, and spent some time going out and doing that. And I didn't do much with scripting or trading today. I was thinking about you for something, NASCAR. I was thinking about you for something. I wasn't able to find the you know, all of the initial, or gosh, what were you looking for? Because we were talking about whether or not you could look at the SPACs, special purpose acquisition companies, or your new ticker symbols. What, you know, if you could find any new tickers, all the new tickers over the last 2 years. But I was thinking about you for something else, and I forget what it was. I forgot, and now I forget. But yeah, how'd your trading day go? But I've got my mind spinning here with trying to learn how to use vectors, and whew, this is something here. This is something. So I'm gonna just run what that guy with the senior coder sent and see what it prints out, and then I will kind of learn and take notes, and then maybe do something a little bit later with it. All right, so we'll verify what he sent and then see what we get on our screen. That is tutorial vector. Turn that back on. Status. Okay, so this is, man, this is what he, essentially the code that he sent. Okay, nice. I like it. I mean, I like the idea of it. Yep, and I can see that definitely using loops will be helpful in getting the information out of the vector. Vec is null, vec equals null, vector is null, vec.create. Okay. Yep. It was going okay, then went off the rails with off the rails in a good way, off the rails in a bad way. Off the rails usually means a bad way, so. What is this on my chart? Obviously, I have some type of script for a block. Oh, that's one tick. Let's see. 1 minute chart. And then this is volume that always acts crazy. Okay. Ooh, man. So, okay, wait a minute. I don't even think I have after hours on. I'm guessing when I click on after hours, it's going to go from $1.40 to like $7. I'm guessing it's going to do something stupid like that. No. Oh, no. Ooh, sharp drop. Sharp drop. And again, we haven't had a 500% run in here somehow. Yeah. 500, but you were looking for that 500% runner. I mean, it's not anything crazy though. The only thing is just that it just dropped so quick. Did you have a chance to get out? You averaged in before the dump, so did you get dumped, or are you gonna hold it and wait and see what it does? Dang, that was a hard dump. What are we doing here? Yeah. So how far did it have to go to reach 500%? So we're at 35 and 5. What that'll make that 150 and 5, 175, something like that. 50, 170, 175. Is that right? Is my math right? Because I mean, if that's the case, to 175, you really didn't have much to go. I mean, you know, that's essentially it, right? You didn't have much more to go. Let's see what that was. I mean, you can use a simple drawing tool here. I'm sure I got that math all wrong. No, I didn't. 400%. All right, so 500%. What I said, from 35 cent up to 175 or so. That would have been 412. I'm way off. What would 500% been? Over $2. Okay, done pretty fast and average it in a little on the drop before cutting it too. Not my brightest moment. I'm telling you, man. Hey, at least you cut. Like I said, I'm still hanging on to a few losers penny stocks though, and again, you know, like I put in the Discord. All right, so you think that the worst thing that you can do with a penny stock is lose all your money, and I'm like, yeah, that's not the worst thing. So I'll just hold it and I'll lose all my money, and that's not the worst thing. The worst thing is you not only losing all that money, but then you also getting taxed with the administrative costs of these reverse splits. So now when you're holding on to $40, $30 worth of stock in a penny share company, now all of a sudden you get hit with $40 worth of reorganization fee. That makes no sense. That makes 0 sense. Woo. Civil Lines, I'm green in January. Yeah, man. Finish the month green. Just leave it alone tomorrow. Finish the month green. Yep. But Mark, I'm gonna try to make a script for Mark. I tell you what I want you to do, NASCAR, if you don't mind. I'm still gonna hop on here every day and do something with scripting. This month it was primarily kind of the syntax and the coding and really organizing my scripting, getting a lot better with the language. But this next month I'm gonna do a lot more with actual strategies. So I'm going to be focused primarily on, ES and NQ, but I do want to have a good strategy that should work for the majority of the intraday moves on these penny stocks, because I'm going to trade penny stocks, but I'm probably going to let the algo do the trading. So if you can in the Discord or on my videos when I hop on, if you end up watching any of them, just put a note on the comments. I read them all. Whatever penny stock you're looking at for the day, the best one that you might say. And let me try to put something together. for it, because I've been doing all kinds of different codes recently, and some of them have worked out pretty decent. For like break of structure, for activity as far as tick volume, orders coming in, volume coming in. I've been doing a lot more different things. Like what I was doing 2 months ago was literally, and I can still do that now, but it was just looking at bar length, comparing it to volume, and that was pretty much it. But I've stepped it up a little bit, so. All right, and when you're trading penny stocks, can you be in front of your computer at 7? Yeah. That's typically when I'm in front of the computer. Is 7 to 10 is usually when I'm looking at futures, ES and NQ, and taking some positions on those. 7 to 10 is pretty much when I'm doing the bulk of my trading. Yep. But I do want some decent algos for the penny stocks. And it doesn't have to work on all of them, but it's got to be, I've got to have it set up to where it recognizes, okay, this is a good stock to enter on, and this one is not. And it might be based on pre-market move or not. Let's see, did this one have much of a pre-market move? Doesn't look like it. Looks like it was nothing in the pre-market and then just took off. What is that? What is that doing? That's doing nothing. Yeah. Doing a little something, but really nothing. I mean, that's one of its highest moves, though, right? Percentage wise, that's one of its highest moves, even in all these little pullbacks. So even you got from here to here, what is that? Let's say 30%, 50%. From here, we'll call it from here to here. That is getting up there, 129. This is going to be less because it's roughly at the same support level, 68%. So this right here, 400%. That is the largest move that this thing has made. Yeah, by far. Congrats on catching that. Congrats on catching that. Yeah, I wish you had got greener on it though, but that's the breaks, right? But what does it typically do when it does those moves like that? Yeah, I mean, you hate to get in too far at the top, and even here it can make a pullback and come back, retrace back toward your supply, but you don't want to be the last ones. You don't want to be the last one holding with your supply, and then yeah, so maybe just catch it back down here. Looks like most of the time when it went up like that, it retraced, except for this time, but this was a huge bearish moment. But looks like most of the time when it went up like that, it retraced and then at least gave it another go. So you might have another shot at it. Yep. Okay. All right. So I'm gonna just for the heck of it, because like I said, I'm almost NQES crazy right now. Let's see if we can put something together for a mark here that makes sense and is riding smooth above the 200 EMA. So I mean, there ain't a whole lot to do there. And really, it doesn't have a whole lot of aggressive pullbacks or anything like that either. So I don't even know where I don't know that it's got, what kind of price action it has for us to even find a pullback on this one. Let me see. I'm going to take that off. I'm going to take off this, take off that. I have the structure break and inside bar on. Yeah, we'll leave that there, and we'll bring this over. All right, so let's do a show me. All right, this would be mark of 130.24. All right, so obviously these candles are, I'm looking for those red candles. Break, structure below. Let's see, we got a new high. Here we did not get a new high. Here we got a new high. Here we got a new high and a bear. So we would capture everything except for this one, but we could make a new one for this one. That's one of the things I'm looking at these days too, is because I've got it for I think ES or NQ, is I'm really putting together a lot of I'm working on putting together, as they call, like a system, right? So I'm going to have something for the 60-minute time frame, for the 5-minute time frame, for the 1-minute time frame. Let me see, do I have anything on the 60-minute? Yeah, so this is a 60-minute time frame. This is like what I call my break structure indicator. So when we come down, breaking that low, drop down, breaking below support there, and then we got that entry. If you move it out a number of days, we still are able to capture some more entries. That is again on the 60-minute chart though. All right, so it did okay with putting it into a strategy, but it's just not that many opportunities, and that's fine. I'd rather them be more consistently reliable than not. And for NQ, this one has a 73% win rate, so I'll stick with that. But I want to find something like on the 5-minute time frame, so I gotta have something on multiple time frames. All right, what do I have on this thing? Support and demand, support and demand. What do I have on here? Give me all these swing levels that I don't have it locked down. Oh yeah, it is locked. Okay. All right. Well, again, let's see what this looks like. So we'll come back here, and then we'll say that we'll have a 4. So first of all, let's plot that swing high with those 4 bars, and that's fine. 4 swing high level. Do that. Come back here. Go to show me. This will be mark. That, and that. Okay, so these are our swing high levels. As long as we have a swing high, and then we have a new swing high, and that right there. Let's look for that bear candle, volume lower than the one before it. Nope, we won't get one there. 1, 2, 3. We do it with 3. Let's see if we do it with 3. 3. I don't think that'll catch. A bear and yeah, bear and let's see. Price is under. Let's see. Low is less than swing high level. Low. Wait, 1. Okay, we need to go down and put that in condition. Right. Bear. All right, so good. So we got these. We missed out on this one. I really do want that one. I really do. I want it bad. I really do want that one. Okay, so let's do, instead of the swing high being of the high, we'll make it of the close. So that may give us this guy instead of that guy. Let's see. Yeah, good. So we got that one, then we got those, and then we got that. Like I said, we missed these. That's okay. The volume is less than the volume before it, which that one is, and that one is not. So we'll ixnay that one, and that's cool. So ticks is less than ticks a bar ago. We know that we typically want to see that lower volume even as we're moving up. That means that we're not getting as much selling pressure coming back in. Yes. Verify. Okay, so we got that one. We got this one, this one. I'm okay with both of these. Both of those are fine. All right, and then we got these, but I was hoping to get this guy. Oh, but this is also immediately after hours too. So, yeah, that one gonna be a little funky. Instead of saying it's a bear, yeah, well, here's a bear. I was going to say we could look at that the low is lower than the low before it. And it doesn't have to be a bear for that to be true. Both those things don't have to be true. However, when we're looking at volume again, after hours, you know, let's see what this looks like on a 1 minute time frame. Because typically I don't, you know, I don't put anything to do these algorithms on the after hours anyhow. But like I said, since I do look a lot at futures during the pre-market, I may want to consider doing making algos that work in the pre-market hours. 3 red candles on descending volume. Yeah, market a very nice volume profile on the original wave higher. Yeah, that and that exact kind of setup you just talked about, I've seen that work on other charts, and believe it or not, I was making something for somebody one time and just put that in as just a simple setup, and that's one of the most profitable setups that I've come across. I mean, that I've made. It's just super simple. Just 3 red candles, and I think, was it descending volume? One volume was lower than the next. No, I think I did one volume increasing from one to the next. But yeah, so 3 red candles, decrease in volume. Yep. 3 red candles. Well, this one has a peaking volume here though. All right, and then all right, we don't get the 3 red candles in these, but here 1, 2, 3 red candles, not all decreasing volume though. So let's see. The last is lower than the first though. The last is lower than the first. And the last, well, this one would fire here. The last is lower than the first. So that's we can try that real quick, see what that looks like. But I like this one. Let's put this one on pause, because I'm kind of like that. I was, you know, jump from one thing to the next. So we're gonna try to show me. I'm gonna call this one NASCAR 3 bar. All right, so it'll just be something like let's see, low is less than the low a bar ago, and low a bar ago is less than low before that. Is that 1, 2, 3 candles? Okay, then we're gonna say, like I said, just looking at this chart, it would look like, at best, we just say that the low of this, the ticks of this bar, the volume, is less than ticks of that third bar. So 2 bars back. Verify that. Come over here. Show me NASCAR 3 bar. Bam. Boom. Man, that's kind of clean, NASCAR. Okay, so yeah, so it did lows, not necessarily red candles, but I did lows, and that's kind of clean, man. That's why I said, I mean, I spend hours sometimes working on scripts, and then it'll be something that you put together in like 2 minutes, and it's oh my goodness. All right, well, anyway, so you may not have TradeStation, or I can't send you the script for this. If you get TradeStation, you know, I'll send you, you know, whatever scripts you want. But anyways, I mean, you saw what the language is, you saw what the logic is, right? So we just have 3 bars with each low being lower than the one before it, and then at least having the last bar having volume lower than the third bar, right? So the most recent bar should have less volume than the one that started the 3 bar play, whatever. All right. Just out of curiosity, you have any other? Well, let's see what it looks like on the 1 minute. So that's the 5 minute time frame. They all look different. And again, I mean, you know as well as I do that the aftermarkets is the wild, wild west. So you do have a couple of opportunities in here, but like if you would take it here, you got a little bit of a risk, and then you move up. So, but even so, that's at least a 1 to 3, right? But this one here, if you would have got in, you'd have to make your risk lower. You probably would have made it here, which was the support before, got stopped out. But if you had made it down this far, then, and you truly did hold it till it made it up that high, then you'd be in for like 1, 2, 3, so almost a 1 to 4, something like that. Of course, you got this guy here, which is, you know, great entry there. I mean, that's a nice move up. All right, but during market hours, you know, wick. Typically, a lot of times when we see these rejections, we're like, oh, game time, and put your stop under the wick. So if you had done that on this one, you would have got stopped out, and then it moved up a bit. This one here, yeah, there's some action there. Yeah, so these are okay on the 1 minute, but nothing like the 5 minute. And so one of the things I was able to do here recently, I learned here over the last couple of days, is to be able to make it so that your chart only works on certain time frames, right? So I'd say something like that the bar interval has got to equal 5. Verify that. So it works on this one. This is a 5 minute time frame, and now when I put it on the 1 minute time frame, it doesn't even show up, right? And I think that's really important because I have so many scripts. You see how many scripts I have? I have so many scripts, and when I put them on a chart, they just show up. I might have Microsoft on this chart, and then all of a sudden I put Tesla on here, and now it's showing up, and I don't know if it's a good entry signal or not, because it was for Tesla and it was for the 5 minute time frame, you know, or it was for Microsoft. And so now I'm on verify that. Okay, and then so I go back to what, the 5 minute time frame. It works for Mark, but now if I go and I put it for like that, if you verify this, having lowercase, it will give you, it won't give you anything. So your tickers have got to be capital. Okay, so very important. Very important. It's the small things. All right. Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't do anything else to that. That's a simple script, and there's nothing to do to it. All right. Hang tight. Let me check and see if my daughter needs anything. I'll be right back. All right, I've made it back. Well, yeah, we kind of looked at vectors tonight, and then we looked at this guy here. I'll probably wait for tomorrow to do another script on ES. I'm curious though, or NQ. Been doing a lot with NQ. I'm curious of how this will work on NQ. Okay. NQ. It would have caught that. It would have got that. That's good, man. It would have got that. It would have got that. It's down in that hole. It dug deep there. It would not have caught that. But I mean, so far we're 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We're missing 1 out of 6. Would have missed that one. Say 2 out of 7. Would have got that. So 2 out of 8. 3 out of 9. So I mean, it's definitely catching some moves. Not catching all of them, but it definitely catches some moves. And now that we're getting here under the 200 period moving average, I think that, you know, naturally you're not going to be looking for longs. You probably should be looking for shorts. I mean, yeah. So, and actually, I think I'm just going to go ahead and hard code that in, right? So that the open has to be over the 200 period moving average for us to use this script. That's one of the things I've learned over the course of time is you got to go with the flow. It's great to try to catch that reversal, but you have to be trying to catch that reversal. You can't put a long continuation script on a short move and expect for it to do well. So yeah, so we definitely need a hard code in. Open is over the 200 period moving average. Oh, that's the 20. 200. Here we go. Talk to me. All right. So at least now we're over the 200 period moving average. All the stuff that was under the 200 period moving average is not ringing. Good. Okay. All right. But anyway, this is really for Mark, and we'll go back and put Mark in there. Okay, I feel like I got rid of the after hours somehow when I move this around. 24 hours. Yep. Okay. All right. I like it. I like it. I like it a lot. One more thing before I hop off here. Get off in 1 or 2 minutes, because I'm gonna look at the radar screen just to see if or what else moved today. Let's see. I'm gonna actually put it right on here. What do we call it? We called it the NASCAR 3-bar. I mean, it's got a ring to it. I mean, I like that. And I'm sure it's going to stay that way forever. Because I don't rename stuff. I delete stuff, but I don't rename stuff. And since this is seem to be working pretty well, I likely won't delete it. But I need to make something that says that, well, I don't need this to be specific for Mark, but some of the times I will have scripts that I need to be specific for certain charts. I need this to be specific for penny stocks though. So I'm betting there's a way to return the capitalization of a stock. So, everything's going to be under get for this kind of stuff. Get positions, number of accounts, by color, width, RG, route, cash, count, net worth, initial margin, overpower, screen name. Get screen name? Oh man, show only, strategy name. Oh, get strategy name. Okay, I didn't know it had that. All right, get system name. Get today's trade equity. Get type. Get unclear deposits. No, get, was it maybe symbol? Symbol something. Symbol name, symbol root. Nope. All right. Well, maybe not. Because this isn't the only way we can search. We'll search one other way. We'll go to, oh yeah, man, I saw RVSN. It popped up on one of my alerts. I didn't open it up, but it popped up on one of my alerts. And I remembered last week you had brought it up. And I said, oh boy, I wonder, is this thing moving? All right, let's see. Let's see. Let's just try capitalization. Just cap rate. Probably more likely to have it that way. Fundamental fields class. Wow. Okay. So I wonder, will it? Oh man, look at all this. Man, I feel like a kid in a candy store. Wow. Now see, this is why TradeStation is different from TD Ameritrade and from some of these others, because, and again, I probably didn't get that deep into coding there, because I already knew, as I was getting more and more interested in coding, I already knew I had that limitation that I wouldn't be able to leverage those skills into being able to put it into a bot. So I just went ahead and skipped out on ThinkScript and came on over. But you can get all this information returned through your code. That is amazing. Wow. So, I mean, I know it's here. I know it's here. I don't know where it's at. Cap rate, cap spending per share, capital, total debt capital. All right, well, capitalize, interest, capitalize, EV market cap, EV. So I better learn what that is. Capitalization, capital spending, market capitalization. I think that's it. I think that's what we're looking for. But I think that's for that specific industry, though. I'm looking for it for the industry market cap. Let's just go and type in the whole word since it's got all this information. Did I spell that right? Capital. Oh, nope. Did I make it worse? Oh, I didn't put an A there. And then there's the extra I. What? No T? Jesus. Capitalization. All right, here we go. Here we go. Historic market capitalization, total shares outstanding, historic market capitalization. Oh man, this is cool. This is cool. S&P 500 market cap. All right. Maybe it is that industry market cap. Okay, so I'm gonna copy this and then go back up. Man, I'm gonna have to play with this tomorrow, because you gotta define it as a class, fundamental fields class, and then assign it as a value. Dot double type double one gets the total assets from. Okay, yeah, I'll play with this tomorrow. So this will be my objective for tomorrow. And that way I can put directly into this script. I can say, okay, well, I need the market cap for all these companies. I need the market cap to be less than, I don't know, NASCAR, less than what? 2 million? 10 million? We need the market cap to be less than a certain amount. All right, so we're just going to get rid of this for the time being. And then we're going to make this the market cap filter. Market caps for shares outstanding. Okay, yeah, shares outstanding would definitely be a good one. where that it'll have that consistent squeeze. I mean, we can definitely get them both though. Shares standing. There's shares right there. Accepted shares outstanding. Float as a percent of total shares outstanding. Wow. Okay, cool. Yeah, this is definitely what we want. All right, so let's see what this looks like. Was RVSN one of the ones for today? Okay, I know I saw it come up for today or yesterday, but and it may have been today. It may have just been that it didn't finish as strong. RVSN, yeah, today, but it sank a little bit throughout the course. Okay, so on this one, it would have gave us, there's 9 o'clock open. It would have gave us this one here. But I mean, that's the low of that dip, right? So I mean, you know, what more do you want? Catch it back up to the top, or if you were to be a little bit less aggressive and you would have caught it here, still, that's a nice move. You know, if you had to put it there as your risk, now you're looking at a 1-to-1. Or if you had faith in it, NASCAR have some faith in it. There's very little risk under here. You know, and then here would either under here would be a target profit level, or here. And it looks like it hit this guy and then kept coming down. This one here didn't have enough steam. Okay, so 5-minute time frame. Yeah, and even these, well, this one, no bueno. No bueno. And a lot of the times, I thought we said that it had to be a bearish candle. No, we took that one out. I'm gonna put that back in, because when we're looking for these dips, unless you're in a consolidation range or it's a very small bullish candle, then you know, you wanna catch that pullback when you're using this algo. Now, if you're you know, manually trading, if you're doing some discretionary trading, then a lot of times you're looking for that confirmation for sure. But we'll put bear or bull, parentheses bull, and body less than range 7. So less than the average range of 7 candles. Got to have a small body if it's a bull. Can't be a big body bull. It got to be a small body bull. That's what I'm talking about. But it looks like this is already even smaller than the total range here. Let's see. Yep. Bear or bull and body is less than the range of 7. Less than the range of 7 times 0.8. So 80% of the range. 80% of the range 7. What? Don't play with me like that. Bull or gotta be a bear, or be a bull and body is less than the range of 7. That's right. What is that range? What is that average range? That range can't be that high. Well, it could be, because this range is long. This range is really long. This range is, yeah, but for kicks and giggles. Okay. All right. So then that is 50%. That's fine. 50%. Because we don't want it to be the same as the range of 7 candles. We need it to be considerably lower. Like it needs to be, yeah, like this one here. It needs to be like a small body candle. So 50%, we could even go like 40%, but, or this one here, like a small body. Okay. All right, so like I said, would have got you a couple entries there. 5-minute time frame on RVSN. Even through here, looks good. That looks good. Even after hours, it fired off. That one through there looks good. These two look good. So, yeah, like I said, as long as you understandable that you got some risk. So once you get in, you know that you got some risk. It might be another bar, but I don't know, NASCAR. That you've probably been seeing that for a while though. You've been seeing that 3-bar setup. What do they call it? 3 Black Crows, something like that. You've probably been seeing that for a while, and you know that it works. But yeah, so I'm seeing it on here, and I'm seeing that it works too. So on a 5-minute time frame though, for sure. All right, say market cap under 20 mil, it could be as high as 50 mil if you capture more potential. All right, I'm gonna jot that down. Shares outstanding. Is RBSN doing that well that it's climbing? Well, I guess so. From $8 to $18, I guess it is getting gaining some market cap growth. Jeez, man, what? Hey, man, how come this didn't happen with some of those bags I'm holding? What, from $2 to? Good gracious. Now, what is that? Over the course of what? 1,500% NASCAR? Come on, man. Come on, what are we doing here? What are we doing here? What is this? I'm kind of shocked a little bit. I feel like I gotta understand this some more. So is this one that you got kind of like on your 7 trade? Is this one of the ones that you have on your radar for more intraday plays, or are you feeling like it's running out of steam? Because I mean, it's kind of beating his head against this level right here, and even if you're looking at these wicks here, from this wick to this wick and through that base there, through that zone, but right through here, where does that play out to? Right through here. And what did that do? Through here. That come all the way through? Yeah, some of the times those higher time frame drawings don't come through on the lower time frame. I forget where it cuts out at, but they don't come through. They don't come through. Okay. 200 baht within 30 seconds of the PR drop. Yeah. Ah, boy. Yeah, on a 60-minute time frame. Nice. But she looked like from all these moves though, she had a pretty nice pullback this time. So, got to be careful now. Got to be careful now. Well, and it touched it. So, might hang out for a little bit and then decide what else to do. But, interesting. Okay, well, let me see. Let me pull up what else. What else was on the 1% gainer? Yep, Mark is at the top of the list. So, like I said, it went up as high as about 400%. Didn't quite make the 500% mark. CISS, that's not even one of the highest ones. AGFY, SINT, but SINT starts running out of volume. We have it sorted by volume up here, so let's go for volume and change. 5 minute time frame. 5 minute time frame. Again, not bad. This is intraday. This is not intraday. What is this? Help me understand here. It went up pre-market. Yep. So it made its volume and its length, its breadth pre-market. And then it just continued to sell off. 113% pre-market. Once you got that move up, you would have caught this little low here. You would have caught this little low here. This guy here is right against the market open. You know not to take that. And then this guy's right after market. Well, I mean, I say right after market open, but it's what, the third bar, considering that we're on a 5 minute time frame. So a little tricky to take that one, but I mean, there was some move up, and these guys here didn't do so well anyway. It just ran out of volume. It just fizzled out. I mean, really, no volume, fizzled out. So at some point we will need to, once we figure out a cap rate, that cap rate will most likely help kind of clue in on a volume threshold. And so once we find what the cap rates are and what these stocks do, then we can come up with a volume that it needs to have in order to qualify for taking an entry or, you know, using this indicator. But yeah, man, if we kind of link up on, you know, some of these mornings, if I'm not too preoccupied with the futures, then, you know, I can run these side by side, or if you got one that you're interested in, I'll just run it on the algorithm, and I'll just post it in the Discord what it's doing. You know, obviously you make your own decisions. I'm not a financial advisor, not a financial advisor. But yeah, I can post it up, and then you can, you know, make your decisions. Yeah, but that's kind of cool though. That's very cool, because again, I've got a need to trade some penny stocks. So yeah. And my dog is beating the wall up. Okay, girl. Okay. All right, she's ready for me to get off here. So, all right, sounds great. Would be interesting. Yeah, man, we'll see. I posted some stuff in the forums under. I made a new channel for ES and NQ, so I posted some of the results there. But NQ and the ES haven't been doing. I haven't been getting as many signals on my with my entry signals. So, and I've been looking a lot more at the 5 minute time frame than the 1 minute time frame. But see, these signals here are the ones for shorting, right? So it's for shorting. So this one, not too bad. I mean, kind of the top and huge sell-off. This one here was great. This one here, not so much. So let's see, volume is a little low. Bullish candle, volume is higher. Yeah, so it'll get better. I wrote this script back in, what was that, December? January the 4th. Okay, so these blue ones were doing okay on the move up. That red one, again, another red one in the middle of nowhere. So blue one did good there. Blue one's doing okay there. Not so much there. There. But yeah, we're just continuing to work, and I don't even think I optimized the strategy on that one. On this one, on these, I was just making these. I didn't even optimize the strategy. So what I'm doing these days for, yep, that's 8 o'clock bell. So for these strategies here for the month of February, I'm really going to be focused on trying to make some type of comprehensive system. And I'm going to primarily only be looking for entries that are given like 60 or 70% entry success. And then I'm just going to put them all in one large strategy. And hopefully I can get multiple entries and have pretty good P&L return. The only thing about the penny stocks when they're moving though is because it's a move inconsistent with other times, I'm not going to be able to like back test it the same across the last 100 days as the volume and the move that it currently has today. So again, probably coding out for volume is going to help us find out that we have a strategy that actually makes sense with these movers. But we'll get it together, man. We'll get it together. So yeah, tomorrow I'll text you, or I'll drop some lines in the Discord and see if you're on tomorrow, see what you're looking at, and we'll just run it across the algo and see what we get and see how we might need to alter it. But I promise you though, NASCAR, we didn't do a lot to this, man. 3 lower bars with volume. I mean, we didn't do a lot to this. So I'd be more curious to see with the data that you've scrubbed and with the back testing that I can do on here, what we can come up with that's, I don't want to say more comprehensive, but more accurate. So we'll see. Average volume. Yep, average volume, market cap, price range. Like I said, we can look at the outstanding shares. But I've got some, and I might look at these things later on tonight, man. So I'll probably have this kind of figured out by the time we get on tomorrow. And I'll do a video on it later, but yeah, we'll see if we can't make some money in the morning. Right? Right. All right, man. Well, I'm Eric. I'm out of here. Peace.